Hey everybody, and welcome to Game Time! My name is JJ, and we are here, part 3 of the Pagoda of the Misty Moon for Castlevania Lament of Innocence on the PS2. We gotta finish off just a couple little things, and then we are going to head towards the last boss and stuff. So, if you haven't watched the last two parts of the Pagoda of the Misty Moon, I suggest you check it out, and so you can get caught up on all my wonderful tips and tricks and fun conversations and stuff. So we're going to head back to the right hand side of the pagoda. There's a little bit of running around in this last level, like it's grab here from one end, grab this from the other end, bring it here, come back, that kind of stuff. But saves you a little bit of time if you use magical tickets and stuff to go back and forth, or back to save points if you don't feel like running around. I kind of like being able to just go through levels. You know, if I'm missing a door, say at the end of a level, and I have to go check it out to unlock something or get an item or whatnot, most of the time I walk all the way there anyways, because I usually want the money. Like I was saying in my previous episode, you don't get a whole lot of money at first in this game. It's hard to gather money, so I try to get as much money as possible because I like having lots of potions, and I like living. And don't get me wrong, like I'm not dying throughout this three-part series, but the last before I died a few times playing this game, not paying attention to my life, man. I'm just like, oh yeah, I'm fine. Next thing you know, I'm dead, and I'm like, when was the last time I saved? That sucks, and that's happened to everybody. You know what I mean? So we're just gonna keep going around this loop. I hope I don't die. You know what I mean? But yeah, the last time I beat this game was probably around 2003. It was about 10 years ago. Like, it's been a while. I'm surprised it actually took me that long to replay this game, because I really liked this game when it first came out. So this is one of those games where I grabbed off the shelf and I said, I gotta play this game again. I haven't played it in a while. Let's go kick some ass. I know I can, so mwah. So even though I'm at the last level, like I said before, I haven't collected everything yet in this game. I'll go finish up my other items, and I don't have a whole lot left to collect, but just the odd little item here and there, and you know, buying just all the items and whatnot. So I'll finish that up eventually. Like, see, I'm at 97.7% for map completion. That includes the items that are laying around within the map as well. So if you're missing items that are found on the map, it probably will affect your percentage. You know what I mean? So there's nothing like missing one money bag in the middle of the ghostly theater is the worst, because there's all these little nooks and crannies around those staircases, and most of the time there's a money bag behind one of those. So you're searching around the whole place, not for something to clear on your map, but just an item that's chilling out in the middle of somewhere, you know what I mean, that you just didn't get the right camera angle. It doesn't hurt to jump around every once in a while. Like, I'm not just talking this level, I'm talking every level. Jump around so you can see what's above you. So what we did is we put the number 4 tablet that we switched up back into this tablet so that we can get into this door and grab our Dragon's Crest, I'm pretty sure it's called. And that gives us access to the last boss so that we can go fight Walter, you know what I mean? Have our little convo with Matthias and fight Death. Death is awesome in this game. I like the way they made him. So we've got our Dragon Crest, and that leads to the door above that giant staircase that I showed you in the last part there that I can't go through. So now we can make our way back. Make sure that we're all restocked, and we'll get her done. We'll get her done. I need the money though. So we are going to go back to town, restock our gear. We're heading towards the last boss, so we might as well make sure we have everything we need. Let's switch up some of our stuff. I haven't played this in a while. I forget what kind of attacks death is going to have, so bear with me if I am sucking at first. I've got plenty of potions. Find another magical ticket. Find the memorial ticket. That way I can go back to the last save point I've been to, so it'll bring me right before the throne room, which is good. I'll buy a... I won't buy. Anyways, we'll head back. Where's my ticket? We'll head back to the save point. And now we are ready. Like, I've got pretty much as much food as I've gathered up to this point that I haven't used, and I got 9 potions and 9 high potions. I should be good. You know what I mean? So if worst comes to worst, I need to eat some curry or some Chinese food or whatever. That's fine. You know what I mean? It's one of those moments where you're like, hey, I'm at the end of the game. I can use whatever the hell I want. You know what I mean? And if you don't save, you don't really have to worry about getting it again. You'll have it while you're exploring again. So it can only get easier from this point on. So let's head out there. We saved our game. And let's hope we don't die, because now I will just start from that save point. I'd have to do some more editing. And we are at the top of the classic, you know what I mean, giant staircase that leads to, in quotes, Dracula. And we are here. A little bit of storyline with Leon and Walter. We finally made it to the throne room. The classic Castlevania throne room. It looks like he was bored. He's just sitting there waiting for you. Like, does this guy have nothing else to do? Like, I don't understand. Like,
been waiting, Leon.
Doesn't he have any... I guess he doesn't have any friends, eh? I guess it's just Walter chilling out by himself. Like, what exactly makes him happy just chilling out? I think he'd at least have a game of cards or something. But anyways, the story gets a little bit sappy at this point. You know what I mean? Like, this Castlevania game story is a little sappy, you know what I mean, with Leon looking for his betrothed and all that stuff, you know. But the gameplay is awesome, you know what I mean? I do find the storyline slow pace, but what can I do? You know, I am beloved by the night. I'll kill you and the night. Such classic little moments of this game. It's good though. You kick Walter's ass. He's nothing. He's actually pretty easy. Learn to use your block button. You know what I mean? I'm still careless no matter what. You know, it's just the way I am. But now that you have the Vampire Killer Whip, his barrier that used to be on him doesn't work anymore. So now you'll actually be able to fight him and defeat him. So, like I said before, start using your block button a little bit more. He does have a few attacks that do quite a bit of damage, so be ready to heal quickly. Like, don't lapse out on healing, because certain attacks will take out a lot of hit points, you know what I mean? So especially his big giant, big bang looking attack. I don't know what it's called, but it's beefy. Just learn to block. That's the thing. Like, his health goes down pretty quick. Just be careful. Bam! Take that. The Vampire Killer is a lot stronger than your other whips that you can equip. I really, really like it. I don't know, it just looks sweet. Back, back, back! Oh, come on. But he does go down pretty good. He does fly around. Once he goes up to his throne, that's when you want to head as far away from him as possible. He just... don't worry, where's he going? Yeah. Oh, no, 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 no! You don't want to get in the way of that fucking thing. That thing friggin' really does quite a bit of damage, so... What's gonna do? Where's he going? Where's he going? Where's he going? Castlevania is big on, you know, enemies disappearing and reappearing. Walter here, like... In most Castlevania games, that's what Dracula does. You know what I mean? But Walter's not Dracula. You know what I mean? He just has powers and stuff. So, you know, spoiler. Come on, come on. He's almost down. He just won't stop disappearing. Let's do a bit of healing. Oh, yeah. Oh, no, 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 no. There we go. Come on. Get some more hits on him here. Yeah, it's a good game, man. I can't wait to... I'm gonna go play the game through as Joachim next time around. He's one of the bosses that you fight in one of the dungeons, and what he has is he kind of floats around like Magus on Chrono Trigger for Super Nintendo. He kind of floats around, but he's got these 5 swords that rotate around you. Yeah, just keep wailing on Walter here. Nothing too fancy. Like I said, all he does is bounce around. So just keep healing. But Joachim actually has these swords that go around him and stuff, and you can switch positions of his swords so they do different things. You don't even have to collect half the stuff in the game or do half the puzzles because he doesn't have the skills that Leon has. So you can actually go through the game pretty quick as him. His controls are just a little bit different, but it's fun. And then you beat the game again and you get another character, which is what I'm aiming to do. But got to finish up all this stuff. I am playing as Joachim already. I'm about an hour in, but I haven't made any videos about it yet. I'll do it a little bit later. But I still got to do the videos for this game for all the 5 main bosses. So I've got footage of that, and I'm gonna do the bosses of Castlevania Lament of Innocence episode later down the line. So this is Death. Death is awesome. They did a good job with them in this game. I always like the way they make them. Like, look at the way this is 2001, 2002, early PlayStation 2 times. And I thought at the time that this was awesome. It was really, really well done. Like, the graphics are nice and fluid and smooth, and there's no choppiness to this game, you know what I mean? Like, it's nice. And if a lot of other games, sometimes you get some slowdown and, poor graphics or clipping or whatever, but this game actually came out nice and smooth, and no matter what, like, you're looking at this and it does look kind of flat, you know what I mean, but it doesn't look bad, you know what I mean, it's still nice and, detailed and whatnot, but, it's not as 3D as you'd expect, right? So some people look at this and say, oh, it looks kind of like a cartoon, but hey, this is pretty good for 2001, 2002, man. I really enjoyed it. So now the Crimson Stone is all busted and whatnot, and out comes your good buddy Matthias, who at the beginning of the game, if you actually took the time to read the entire story, Matthias is Leon's buddy, and he, was sick and whatnot, and just read the story. But anyways, betrayal, who you least expect to be the bad guy. And Matthias is pretty much a vampire now, I guess, and this game actually is almost like a history of the vampire killer and how the Belmont clan started fighting Dracula and whatnot. So, like, he's not even called Dracula right now, he's just Matthias. It's just later games. This is considered a really early Castlevania game. Like, Leon Belmont is one of the early Belmonts. Before Trevor, before Simon, before, all of them. So, it's kind of like, playing through this game is kind of like going through a little bit of backstory for Castlevania, of how stuff began, and, you know what I mean? It's pretty good. I don't know exactly if it's an official timeline, but they do make it seem like this is like how the Belmont clan really started fighting Dracula, because he makes a point of saying that we will continuously hunt you. I think it's coming there. I forget. But it's all about revenge and, stuff like that. Revenge against God. It's a good, like I said, a little sappy here and there. Nobody, likes too much of a love story, I guess, unless you're into that thing inside a Castlevania game. But, there's always something, you know what I mean? Something. Symphony of the Night, you're on a mission for, to kill your father and whatnot. Or voice acting doesn't help, you know what I mean? So it messes with the emotion, right? You're not doing the animation or the voice right. You're like, oh, this guy sounds kind of weird. Anyways, the voice acting in this game, you know what I mean, isn't too bad. Symphony of the Night's another story, but still an awesome game. This one they did actually not too bad of a job. Even the 3D, you know what I mean? Like the CG scenes are pretty nice. For its time, like I'm saying, for its time, man. This is before God of War and stuff too, as well. And it actually kind of plays like God of War if you think about it now, which came out like way later. So, you wretched fool, I will not. A little bit of sappiness, again. But no way we're gonna take him out. Matthias doesn't even fight us, man. He doesn't even want to fight us. He sends death after us. That was the only disappointment with this game that I had when it first came out, is you don't get to fight Dracula, you get to fight Death. You know what I mean? So even though Death is really, really cool, you want when you're playing Castlevania, you want to be fighting Dracula, right? You know what I mean? So it's just a little. That's the only complaint I had about this game. You know, I'll still play it a few more times. Like I'll still play this game, but it's still weird that you don't get to fight Dracula at the end of it. So, oh, quit being so sappy, Leon. Come on, come on. Oh my God. I'm crying. I'm crying. Oh, Leon. I didn't know. I thought you'd understand. But I'm gonna let run away and let Death take care of you. Wah, he's all yours. Alright. So we get to fight Death, finally. That's not very hard. He only has a few attacks. Make sure you're healing, you know what I mean, constantly because of his scythes, and he does have, a bunch of attacks that follow you or explode or, ranged attacks and stuff. My suggestion is to keep your finger close to that friggin', sidestep button, sidestepping will help you a lot in this fight, I'm very reckless, like I said, don't do what I do, you're gonna go through a lot of friggin' potions and a lot of recklessness, you know what I mean, you might even die. So, I am just very reckless, just leave it at that, you know what I mean? So sidestepping is probably one of your best bets. It dodges most of the stuff, especially his scythe and his little dudes that he sends out at you. Stuff does good damage. Oh, get away, get away. So get away. So he just pretty much just zooms around the map. Like he'll never come to the middle of the map. Usually he usually just hovers around the edges, so he's bouncing back and forth all over the place. So, oh, the active battle is so a pain in the ass sometimes when you're trying to do two things at once. Come on. So, keep sidestepping, and you'll most of the time dodge most of the stuff. But he does bounce around quite a bit. Just get in there with your whip and give him a few whacks here and there. Make sure that you organize your items later or before this, so that all your healing items are at the top, and all that your food as well is after your potions and after your high potions. That way they're really easily accessible when you're in this fight. You're not going down 3 freaking pages of items to get to your sushi to heal, because you're gonna end up dying. You know what I mean? So keep everything close by so that you can use them right away. But most of his attacks, hard to dodge unless you're sidestepping, you know what I mean? Timing, and I'm just not really good at it. I'm sucking out. But I've got lots of healing items, so I will live. Wow. The Neapolitans give you a lot of health points too. But he's a good, I wouldn't say he's a lengthy fight. I'll just say that his health doesn't go down super fast, but you can plug at him. You know what I mean? It gives you lots of time to run around. But just keep plugging at him. He'll go down. Kind of reminds me of the last fight in Castlevania 64 when you're fighting big ass dragon, and it's kind of the same, you know what I mean, topic aspect, where you're kind of in this big circular last level like this, and the dragon's in there, and you kick ass at the dragon. But that game's tough, man. Castlevania 64. When you get into that spot inside the watchtower and you gotta carry that nitro around, holy, does it ever take you a long time to actually succeed at that. Like, I must have died 100 times trying to get through all that place. You can't jump, you can't attack, you can't do anything, man. But if you get hit, you blow up. You jump, you blow up. It is crazy, crazy, crazy pain in the ass. But I ended up making it through. But I gotta play Castlevania 64 again. And I won't say it was the greatest one, but I remember having a good time in it, exploring some good stuff. And there's multiple characters if I remember correctly. The one that I need to find is Castlevania Shadow of Darkness, I think it's called, for the N64. It's the one that's hard to find. I just haven't taken the time to really look for it, but it's something I'll have to look into down the line. And of course, Dracula X, right? More Castlevania games that I need to track down. So we've made Death is kind of going down. We've been hacking and slashing at him here. I'm not doing too bad. Oh, come on! I try to dodge the time these bombs that fall down, but sometimes I'm just not a very good dodger. Come here, come here, reckless JJ. Oh no, no, no! Oh, that would have been close, man. I could have died there. I could have died there if I wasn't healing. Ha 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 ha! Victory shall be mine. Oh, as if that hit me 3 times. Not cool. Hey. Super potion to the rescue. That small meat does not do very much, so don't rely on just having 9 small meats. Small meats are just as good as just having normal potions. And death goes down. Well, of course you'd be defeated. What would you expect? What would you expect?
Though you have divine powers, you are no
Death
exception.
is toast. Well, at least until the next game. He always comes back. Now I wish he did get to fight Dracula, but see how awesome he looks? Well done. Well done.
Give him this message.
Kind of reminds me a lot of the one from
You have become a cursed being.
Dawn of Sorrow. I don't know. It just he's got that art style, you know what I mean? Even though
His whip
it's pretty
and
sweet.
my kinsman will destroy
So now,
this
yeah,
day.
Belmont will start talking about
From
this day on, the Belmont clan will hunt the night. So I guess that's why they want you to kind of think this is how it all began, and like Death doesn't even know who you are, type stuff. So it's all Death goes down. Mwah! So yeah, that was the last level of Castlevania Lament of Innocence for the PS2. I hope you enjoyed it. I'll do another video a little bit later. It's going to be all the bosses of all the main areas of this game. But I hope you enjoyed this video and enjoyed the ending to this awesome game. It's really, really neat. Like I said, the storyline's a little bit sappy, but the action is entertaining and fun. It's a good Castlevania game. So if Leon runs out of the castle, because as we all know, most Castlevania castles, if you defeat Dracula, crumble to the ground. So usually there's always a little scene with the castle, you know, crashing. That boulder almost hit him right in the head. Leon dead. Oh, and Ronaldo. You'd think Ronaldo's a smart dude, but he doesn't really do a whole lot. Yeah, of course I did it. You helped a little bit, and then my wife ended up dying, but it's all good, I guess. For the greater good, I guess. So the castle's all destroyed, and Leon walks away into the night. It is awesome. Thanks for watching, everybody. Peace out, happy gaming, and we'll see you on the next episode of Game Time. Watcha!